So I wanted to run through this beautiful stitch with you. I really love it. I love the texture of it. This was made with a worsted yarn. This particular yarn is from Source of Fibre. It's called Aran and Eve, but any fairly structured worsted yarn is absolutely lovely for this particular stitch. It's just a little bit different, as you can see. This is a really cute bag that I'll have up on the blog, LN 2026. You can make it to any size that you want, but I thought I'd just show you what one of the stitch options looks like. You can make this with any stitch that you like. So this is actually a really fun stitch. Like, it looks different on both sides, and each side is equally lovely. It just depends on how you want to use it. So this is an example of a bag, and I've just chosen the less textured side for this particular bag, but the textured side would be really lovely as well for a bag. So another example is this really cute headband that I made. This is where I'm using the more textured side, so you can see that there. So that's really cute. So what I thought I'd do is I'd just show you how to make it, because it's actually really simple. It's just more about where you place the stitches than the actual stitches. Stitches so easy, just half double crochet. I'm talking US terms. That's my preference, even though I'm from Australia, and I know that offends some Australians greatly. But yeah, US terms make more sense to me. When I teach beginners, they definitely make more sense to most beginners that I teach as well. But anyway, this is actually going to be in long rows, but I just thought I'd show you in short rows just for simplicity's sake. So I've been working some short rows here. So you initially work just a row of half double crochet, your normal stitch. So I'm just going to show you, like I said, in the short rows, and then it's basically the repeat of where you actually work the stitch that makes this really fun texture. If you were working this stitch in the round, you wouldn't have to work the repeat over 2 rows. You wouldn't have to work the repeat over 2 rows. You just work the same stitches in each round instead. And actually, when you're working it in the round, to get this really interesting appearance, that would be on the reverse side in the round, and you'd have something like this on the right side. But anyway, let's work through this stitch in the rows. So because we've got half double crochet, we always do a chain 1 to stand for the first half double crochet. And just one thing with the turning too, it really depends which side you're going to use as your right side, as to whether you turn one way or the other, in terms of like how neat or tidy that appearance is with the turn. So, but you could work that out according to whichever side of the fabric that you want to use. So as you can see here, this is on, I guess, when you're working at the right side, but like I said, you can use the fabric on the wrong side though, because that's really pretty. So it really just depends on your preference. So when you're working on the right side, one thing to note is you've got this repeats here of, like, there's one row where you've just got the front loop showing, and then there's another row where you've got the front loop and the back loop showing, so that it sort of adds the texture, and that does form this part of the structure on the back here too. So that's really important just to note. So as you can see here, I'm up to the row where we want to leave both the front loop and the back loop sort of exposed there, and that is actually, funnily enough, the third loop and the back loop from the previous row. But anyway, let's just talk about it as if it's right side facing now. So we've done our chain 1, and we want to leave these 2 loops exposed, front loop, back loop. So I'm going to then work instead into the 3rd loop here and the 4th loop, which just sits under that. And all I'm going to do is work standard half double crochet stitches, simple as that. And so when we go along again, we want to leave these 2 loops exposed, and we want to work into those 2 loops at the back there. So that second loop at the back just sits underneath that first loop at the back, so just underneath the 3rd loop. mean, sometimes it's easier to just have your work tilted over sort of pretty much the whole time that you're working. Doesn't actually take that long to work either. It's just a bit of fun. So the bag that I'm going to make with a really fun base that you can add just after, so you can make the bag any size you want, and then you can make the base to any size you want as well. So that particular bag you can sort of make with any stitches. You can, so this is just one option, but I thought because I made a headband with this stitch fabric and then also the bag, I thought it probably would be a good opportunity to show you how to make it. Like I said, it's very straightforward, but yeah, having made those two separate designs and get to write up the patterns for those, but I thought if I show you the stitch, then at least that's a good start. When I say yet to write them up, they're in draft, but just yet to put them up on the blog. So when we get to the end here, you can see those are the last 2 loops there to leave exposed. So we're just going to go in behind, grab those 2, like so. I mean, if you wanted to, you could also sort of go into the side here of the turning chain to make it neater as well. That's another option too, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Whatever works best with the particular yarn that you have on hand, you can try, you know, both options, but as long as you work a stitch there into the final stitch from the previous row. Right, so we've got to the end of the row. So now when we move back along, we need to leave only 1 loop exposed on this side. Obviously we'll be working on the other side, but when we look back over to this side, we want to make sure we've just got the one loop exposed, because that does contribute also to the pattern that's at the back here as well. So we want to make sure that we do that properly. So to do that, to just leave just these loops exposed here, we want to, I'm calling it on this side now, even though it was the back loop and the 3rd loop on the other side. Let's just call it the front 2 loops, front loop, back loop on this side. Anyway, those are the loops that you want to work into there the whole way along. So it's really this particular part of the repeat of the stitch fabric is really easy. You're just working at the front there into those 2 loops. It's really quick and really straightforward. We're just doing a half double crochet stitches. As you can see, I've got this really pretty pink yarn. So this is actually, I think, Premier Basics. I saw the pink and I thought, oh, that's really cute. Really want to make this, I'm gonna pull this back, this bit, but it's gonna be a bag. So it's gonna have a flap over there, seam along there, and it's probably about so wide, just a little bag. It's gonna be really cute. But anyway, I'm only working the short rows just for the sake of showing you quickly what the entire fabric repeat looks like. So let's just go across, just working in the same manner. And yeah, who knows when I'll get that finished. I've only got, like, you know, 20 other projects. It's probably underestimating it too on the go. You know what it's like. Things in boxes, things in bags. Anyway, I have to work out what the priorities are, but I did think while I had this opportunity to show you this lovely fabric that I would take that opportunity. And it's leading up into Christmas and New Year, so I hope you guys are all managing to get some downtime from work or parenting or whatever, caring, whatever it happens to be. So you can see here we've got like one final stitch to do. So we just need to locate the right stitch to do it in, remembering that you've got to keep this particular loop here free. So if you're in doubt when you've made the stitch, you can always check on the other side of the fabric just to make sure you've got all the applicable loops free. Yep, so we've now worked that particular row. Okay, so we'll just go back again, do a few stitches starting the next repeat. So we've got a row here, which is just 1 loop exposed, and before that a row with 2 loop exposed. We're up to the 2 loop exposed again. We did the chain 1 to stand for the, you know, the height of the first double crochet, and we want to leave those 2 loops exposed at the front there. So we're working into the 3rd loop and back into the 4th loop again at the back. We're just going to do that all along. So this is a slightly more awkward row where we're using those stitches at the back, but once you get into the rhythm of it, it's not too bad at all. So we'll just do a few of those, and then I'll show you from the front. So yeah, I look to have the simple bag yeah, on the blog at some point in time in early 2026. Really fun little project that's like super quick to make, and like I said, you add the base after, and you can make it as wide as you want at the time, with this really cool method to add the base, make it reasonably structured. All right, so let's just have a look at that again. Right, so you can see there that we've, you know, started on sort of another repeat of that particular fabric. So yeah, it's just really pretty. And like I said, either side can be used for different purposes. So I hope you enjoy that one. Thanks, bye.